The year 2018 began with reports of killings in various parts of Nigeria. While many were celebrating the new year on January 1, Benue residents were thrown into mourning after suspected herdsmen stormed 6 communities in Guma and Logo local government areas of the state and killed more than 70 people.
That's correct. The year continued with increased attacks and bloodletting almost unabated. From Benue to Plateau, Taraba, Nasarawa, Adamawa, Kaduna, Ekiti, Ondo to Ogun, armed bandits unleashed terror. According to recent reports, in just 10 weeks, Nigeria has lost 1,351 people to violent deaths through Boko Haram insurgency, herdsmen and farmers clashes, communal clashes, cult clashes, kidnappings, and ritual killings.
Yes, indeed. Now, many Nigerians in different parts of the country are mourning as daily some of their loved ones are gruesomely massacred by armed men. All right, with us in the studio is a security expert who will help us make sense of all of this. Femi Aratokunwale, good morning and thanks for joining us.
Good morning so much.
Yeah, all kinds of adjectives that have been used to describe Nigeria. Some say Nigeria right now is a killing field. Some say Nigeria is a nation at war with itself and all manner of things. Thankfully, Gombe and Sokoto State is not on this infamous list, if you like. Why have we come to this state?
I mean, you see, sometimes if you look at the situation in Nigeria, you keep asking yourself one question. Are we actually doing the right thing or we're doing the wrong thing? Or do we actually have passion and do we have sincerity to save lives and properties in the country? I can't really answer the question. Neither can anybody actually answer the question because from day one, we seem to have gotten it so wrong with the issue of security policies and procedures and enforcement. And now we need to go back to the drawing board and look straight into ourselves that who is at fault? Who do we blame? Do we blame the past administration or we blame the security structure in Nigeria? So this is where we are.
Yeah, do these figures, I mean, the kind of reports now that we're seeing, doesn't it show that the security situation in the country is still something to get worried about?
Well, any country that wants to excel would definitely think of security first. That if I want to make any investment, what is the likelihood of my properties or my investment well secured? We're just looking at communal clashes. We're not even looking at the bigger picture. We're not looking at things from different states or different people leading us into good investment or probably drowning us down. Let me give you a simple example. As far back as last year, I had a training in Nigeria here with some group of youths. And one of them came actually from Jos. He actually told me that, Femi, please, we need you in our state. I said, okay, look, I'm a very adventurous guy. I can come to any place and I'll definitely engage with the youths. What our governors are doing seems to be very wrong. They have failed and they've disengaged with the youths. And this is where we have the biggest problem in Nigeria today. Once the youths have got nothing to do, believe you me, the communal clashes, the ritual killings, the cultism, everything will keep going on and on. Let us look at the ages of those perpetrating all these acts. They are within 20s and 30s. They are not even 50s and 60s. They might have backings, but believe you me, if they have something doing with their own selves, there will be nothing like this at all to talk about.
So the war, the attempt to fix the challenge of insecurity starts with getting young people gainfully engaged.
Engage them positively.
When we even talk about security, what exactly are we talking about? Because we seem to limit it to, police being there to provide watchful eyes, the soldiers being deployed here and there, the IG being sent to Benue, when an incident happens in Benue, Taraba, wherever else.
Let us look at it from this angle. We are talking about security, but we're not talking about how do we actually engage the minds of our youths. Physically, we're not engaging them. If you're talking about the security or probably the police or the military, believe you me, I'll put a blame to one department that seems to get it so wrong.
Which would be?
Sports Minister's Department area. If you actively engage them with different kinds of sporting activities, honestly, they will be fixed with doing something or the other. Look at the Surulere Stadium over there. It's virtually empty every weekend. Look at our kiddies. They are not properly engaged with different kinds of sports. We are moving backward. If we think we're moving forward, believe you me, we're still not getting it right.
Of course, you're talking about just one of the ways
just
that
one of the ways
you young people can be gainfully
engaged, occupied then.
And it was Jeff Kennedy who said, a society whose young men and women are in a constant state of slumber will never realize its potentiality.
I know
so there is a sense in which the minds of the young ones will need to be engaged.
You see, you need to really engage them. As I've said, I was at Akure 6 months ago or 5 months ago. I spoke with different kind of people there. I went to Ekiti State, same set of people. I went to Oyo State. I engaged with a lot of people over there too. But believe you me, nothing seems to be done from different governments. Nothing at all. When I mean nothing at all, a lot of people want to engage with the government. A lot of people want to change the way things are, but they are not getting it right. Why? Because the government refused to engage with them.
Now, President Muhammadu Buhari, during his visit to Taraba State, did say in the wake of, the killings within the region, said that, look, all hands are on deck at the moment on the part of the government, I beg your pardon, are onto the pump, I should say, to ensure that these killings are brought, under control. We have to believe him, shouldn't we?
Well, I will believe him, but I think I need to look at it from this angle. Who is actually the interior minister in this country? Why do we have police commissioners in this country? And a department, again, seems to have been completely scrapped out in Nigeria today. Where do we have our forest guards? In those days, we have the forest guards. Now, we do not even seem to have anything like forest guards again. Because if we had them fully positioned where all this killing seems to be happening, believe you me, before anything comes straight down to the main cities or to the main hub of any state, at least they are well contained over there before even moving to the villages themselves.
Okay.
They move around from the bushes down
like the
to the city.
Forest,
Sambisa Forest. So why can't we just look into, okay, let us restructure, just like what I keep saying. We cannot talk about state policing without looking into, let us restructure the police force at first. Who are those that want to restructure it? Is it the likes of the Nigerian police force that seems to have gotten it so wrong? Or engage the new young police force that are still very young, that have got the energy in them, that can drive it in?
What kind of structure are you talking about? When you
we have a very old structure.
Let us the police force. Is it a total departure from the present, what some have described as
we need to do the overall
centralization of
you
the
see, we need to decentralize it, one, and we need to look into the educational system-wise within the police system. It's failing.
The training?
The training is failing. The communication with the member of public seems to have gone down the hills. And again, the publics are not even happy with them. So for us to actually gain the trust of the police needs to come out openly and let us into them. Without that, it is not going to go anywhere.
Well, the police authorities, excuse me, say that quite a number of those who perpetrated these heinous acts have been apprehended or arrested, and then they have them in their custody. There is a sense in which, is there a sense in which we can commend the police force? Because if you look at issues of kidnappings and ritual killings, there's a drop in, those kinds of heinous activities. Is there a sense in which
places like Lagos?
Yes, Lagos. We remember the works of the police commissioner of Lagos, Mohimin Ikorodu, stemmed it, almost immediately.
Demolishing the ritual
dens and all of that. And then in River State, the arrest of Don Wane, and then being arrest of them. So there's a sense in which we can say that there's a drop in those kinds of activities, ritual killings, kidnappings. Is there a sense in which you can commend the police?
Well, let me say it to you this way. I won't say I want to commend the effort of the police because it's their job. So they should do their job.
No, but at least they do the job of securing.
The point is this:
life and property.
I keep saying it. Do not let us start giving A mark or A1 to anybody. Let us do our job the way we should do it. If we do our job the way we should do it, the public should be the one commending them.
But can we really expect so much from the police? I mean, we've heard from the Police Service Commission boss, Michael Kiro, that half of the 300,000 police force that we have are assigned to VIPs.
Who ordered them in the first place to be assigned to the VIPs?
Very good point. That's a question that I would like to ask you, and hopefully I can get an answer.
And remember too that Michao, the senator, also raised this concern.
You see, it boils down again to what I said first. Once you're able to connect with the youths, you will connect with the public, and you will get a lot of answers and solutions to the problem in this country. A lot of guys in this country, both men and women, are looking for jobs. Yeah?
The Peace Corps was supposed to be a double-edged sword in terms of a solution to the security challenges. But Mr. President, let me just put this in. President Buhari refused to assent to that bill.
Which is part of the problem.
Raising security questions, he said, look, this might just push back whatever gains we've made in the area of security, number one, and the financial implications. And yet, on the other hand, those who support Peace Corps, the Peace Corps bill, saying, look, this will provide jobs for many Nigerians.
Do you know the number of people, or the thousands of people that have actually registered with Peace Corps in the first place?
Yeah.
Now everybody seems to have like, oh my God, now I'm confused, I don't really know what to do. Now you are the same president that is campaigning against people traveling out of the country for greener pasture. Now they've seen one over here, and you're still refusing them to engage to at least save lives and properties. This is really, really wrong. Even in the United Kingdom, let us look at it from this angle.
Yeah.
We have the PCSOs, we have the security private organizations up and down. They are all still working together to support the activities of the police. But in Nigeria here today, you see fights between the civil defense and the police, even the MOPOs and the military. They have their inner problems already.
Yeah.
And again, if you refuse to give them the right training into how to integrate with each other, the youth will suffer it. And once the youth suffer it, we'll keep on having the problem we're having with herdsmen and all the rest happening. Let us look at the issue of Boko Haram. 2016, I was there.
Yeah.
I spent good 2 or 3 days there. I walked around, I talked to people, and they will keep saying one thing. Even the Joint Task Force guys, that is the JTF,
yes,
that government refused to at least encourage them in what they are doing. Now they are being killed daily now. No one is hearing about it. Whose fault is that? With the whole billions being kind of like, dropped down in Borno State. Borno State should be like Dubai today, but if you go to Borno State, you're like, are you sure they spend money here at all? You keep asking yourself that question.
Well, police spokesperson Moshood said that, of course, many of them who perpetrated these acts are already in their net. But the question I want to ask is,
are we talking about the leaders that refuse to
some of the
pass
leaders,
the money around?
Yes. No. I'm talking about those involved in the killings that we're talking about now. Ritual killings, kidnappings that led to this number that we have, 1,351. That
just
many
the
of them
killings. What about the previous killings?
We're not
even talking about.
Yes. Well, but he said that many of them are already in their nets. But the question I want to ask is, how soon do you think that these ones will get justice, knowing full well how agonizingly slow that our justice system can be?
To be honest with you, Nigeria is faced with different kind of security challenges every day that they've not seen it before. So with the police getting involved, it's a different ballgame. And to be very candid, I think if you refuse again to engage with the youths, they will just keep quiet and they will allow the killings to be going on. Besides, where are they getting the AK-47s from?
Very good
have
question,
you actually
especially the herdsmen.
Have you tried to do your proper investigation into, let us look at the model number of the AK-47, let us look at the barrel number, and let us know who this AK-47 seems to have been assigned for. Is it the policemen or the military? Let us trace back our failings and our failures in security structuring. If we can get it right from the root, then we will have a good roof.
Early this year, the IG of police called on the CPs of different states, the commissioners of police, to do all they can to disarm non-state actors, who are armed with AK-47 and all kinds of sophisticated weaponry. And of course, we know that there's a proliferation of small and light weapons and sophisticated weapons in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Speak to the issue of our porous borders, which we hear is a major, you know, route for this weapons to come in.
Sure.
Not so long ago, we heard about the helicopter that dropped sophisticated weapons in Taraba. We didn't, till date, we don't know what exactly happened
because
to that particular
when you start covering issues that matters to lives and to the life of people, then you keep having feelings. To be honest with you, the moment you refuse to listen to how do we restructure, if you do not get the youths involved, I keep saying it, the youth seems to be the one we need to really get involved. If we do not get them involved, we will be having these challenges. And at the end of the day, our lives, our properties will be at risk at the end of the day.
All right, Femi Aratokwale, security and, of course, terrorism expert. We must thank you very much indeed for coming to share your thoughts.
You're welcome.
As always.
Yeah.